Hello everybody, welcome back to the Matt Fryer Golf Podcast. I'm your host Matt Fryer and we will be joined in a second by your regular co-host Mr. Tom Fearon. But before he jumps on, I just wanted to say a big thank you for all the love and support you've shown the podcast. This is our 6th episode and lots of people are leaving great comments, reviews, subscribing to the channel, and it really is nice to see. And also, especially from Dad's episode last week, loads of really nice comments about him, so that really warmed my heart a little bit, so thank you for those. If you haven't already, do make sure you are subscribing to the channel or downloading the podcast, leaving us a review, because it really helps us and spurs us on to keep going with this. But now let's get stuck into the next episode 6 with Tom. So Tom, lovely to have you back.
We've only done this is episode 6. I feel like I've been gone for 2 years. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks, I suppose. We recorded the Andy Carter one a little premature as well, didn't we?
Yes.
So we are close to 3 weeks since a catch up.
6 episodes in. I thought we would have crashed and burned by now.
We haven't even had an argument
yet. That's impressive, to be fair, because I am very hard to get along with.
How was St Andrews with Father last week?
It was very good. I think, touching on the podcast, he gave some great advice during, the main part of the podcast, but then also the questions at the end, which we will be getting to later on in the show. We've got some great listener questions this week, which I'm quite excited about answering. But yeah, it was good. The podcast was really good. There were some great comments on it and some good reviews on it, which is nice to see. And I think he enjoyed it. And then actually playing we played the Dukes, which was the first time I've played the Dukes with my dad. And the condition, obviously we went up in February for a social game and they were doing a lot of work on the golf course then. We actually played when it was foggy and you could see about 50 yards in front of your face. But the course, the greens were like snooker tables. And
they spent a lot of money there now, haven't they? And done all the course designs?
Yeah, they've done a lot of irrigation and drainage and then worked on the greens, and they were phenomenal. We played Scott's Craig as well. Played 9 holes there, which is I've only ever actually played the front 9 at Scott's Craig. Filmed 2 or 3 videos there now. I really want to play the back 9 because the front 9's incredible.
I've not been there. I've never seen Scott's Craig, no. 13th
oldest golf club in the world is Scott's Craig, and it's a really good test. And Cam, who's the new pro there, I used to know him he worked up at the Fairmont in St Andrews, so it was nice to go and see him and have a little catch up and then get out on the golf course, which again, incredible condition. The greens were immaculate, but I would say Dukes probably pipped them with how quick and how pure they were.
I imagine from what we've seen of the the back 9 we played in Feb, wasn't it? Did we play the back 9 in February?
Yes.
I imagine it's quite a difficult course when it's dry. Seems like there's a lot of runoff into the rough. The rough looks a bit juicy. We were lucky in a sense that we played it when it was stopped in its pitch mark. It was the middle of Feb. So it makes the course a lot wider.
Yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
People realise how much harder those courses get when they run.
Oh God, yeah. If you're if it's bouncing into the long stuff there, it does become a little bit problematic at times. But the actual course record off the backs there, it's like 7,200 yards or something. It is incredibly long. It's a heck of a walk as well from green to tee. There's some space.
It's a buggy course.
Yeah, it is. It's built on an incredible piece of land. But the course record's level par. We did record breakers there last year, myself and Pete, and we managed to break it in a Texas scramble. Only just. We were cruising, but it's it was really enjoyable. Great week. Hotels obviously. Always fantastic staying in the old course. Very lucky to be partnered with them, and always fantastic service and everything. And anytime you're in St Andrews, I think it's just a great time, isn't it?
Yeah, you can never complain. And your weekend this weekend, how was it?
Very good, actually. I did a lot of. I was like a gig man this weekend, so I went to Peter.
This is more of a mate catch up, by the way, because I genuinely haven't spoke to you for the 2 weeks we've not been in here. So
I intended to potentially hit some golf balls. That didn't happen because I had a really bad back when we were up in St Andrews. I don't know what I did. I did a review in here that's coming out next week, and I hit like 70 drivers, one after another, and then didn't really stretch beforehand.
You're getting old.
Yeah.
Simple fact.
Yeah.
Bold.
So I had intended sort of Friday, Saturday, thinking with open qual coming up, I'll just do an hour here, I'll do an hour there. We'd been at St Andrews, I'd played every day on the bounce, driven back 4 or 5 hours, sat in the car, and when I got like out of bed on Friday and tried walking, it wasn't good.
Needed some WD-40.
Yeah, so yeah, tried to hit a few balls, that didn't happen. But yeah, I went to a few gigs. I went to Peter Kane, I went to Liam Gallagher. Very, very lucky to get to go to those. So it was a good weekend. What about you?
It's a great weekend. I played some amazing golf. It was good fun. I've been down to Wales on Friday, Saturday. Played Royal St David's, which is the first time I played Royal St David's, and played Neffin as well. Nevin, for all you Welsh people who will shout at me for saying Neffin.
How good is Royal St David's?
It's unbelievable golf course. That's a proper golf course, isn't it?
Yeah, if you get that place in a bit of wind and rain, you know about it.
Luckily, we didn't get the rain. We got the wind. They had I forget the name of the trophy now, but there was a 2-day trophy going out the next day, which was a top amateur trophy. There was a lot of lads walking around with sort of Walker Cup mugs and Welsh flags on the golf bag, so some national players. And I did realise after we'd come in, I thought the pins were a bit tight. Yeah. There wasn't one flag in the heart of a green. The greens were rapid. And I've walked back in thinking, the greenkeepers have been harsh to us there. It's a casual Friday morning. And then I realised, as all the national lads were going out for a practice, that's probably the reason. Because every flag was tucked and in the corners of the greens, behind bunkers, in all the swales. That's a proper golf course. It
is. A quick little story about there. We used to have like junior holidays. So when I was a junior at Warrington, we would have, if you played on the team, the junior team, we would get taken somewhere like Wales, Scotland, whatever, for a couple of days. We'd like play 3 rounds of golf, 2 nights stay or whatever, and St David's was one of them. And I remember we stayed at the hotel which was above the course, which is now I think flats, like Premier Flats or whatever. Really, really smart. But we played in the morning on St David's.
How good are the practice facilities, by the way?
Oh, it's just greens, incredible.
The range, really good.
Yeah, if it wasn't in the middle of sort of nowhere, I think it would host an open, that place, if it had the space and the sort of ease of getting to it and everything. But I remember teeing off in the morning and I hit driver 9-iron to the first.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Little bit, like pretty calmish.
Yeah, that's fine.
We played then, it was downwind in fact, or was it? Sorry, it was 3-wood 9-iron. 3-wood 9-iron, it was slightly downwind.
Yeah, that's a bit downwind. Okay.
Yeah. We played in the afternoon. The wind had switched, and it was coming straight back into us. I hit driver, good, into the fairway. I hit 3-wood, good, down towards the green. I then had a 7-iron in. It just shows how much it can change. Right, like you're so coastal, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh wow, what has happened here? It was amazing. It's such a good golf course. Great little trip that.
That's just taken me to. We mentioned playing Ballyliffin a couple of weeks ago when we were talking Ireland.
Yes.
I went and played with one of the other pros and just talking about winds and how much it can change the game on links courses. We played the 16th or 17th on day 1, which is a par 5.
Yeah.
And I hit driver 8-iron in. The next day chose not to hit driver off the tee because it would have gone too high. So I hit 3-iron, which didn't go higher than my belt buckle. 3-iron that didn't go higher than my belt buckle again. The same shot again. 5-iron into the green. And I made a 20-footer for the most ridiculous par you've ever seen. But you didn't want to hit a wood just purely because it had ballooned. So it was just trap every iron you can.
Yeah.
And that it shows on when you watch the Open or you watch links courses, you watch some of your videos and see you hit a drive sort of 350 all of a sudden and people are thinking, is that believable? It's more the conditions of the course. And then you turn the other way and you go 220. The other way, the course has changed so much, and that's why I think we see in the likes of the Open when they play links courses, they can, if the weather treats them nice, they can kind of rip the place to bits.
Oh gosh, yeah. If you get calmed down some of it, it becomes, I wouldn't say easy. Well, easy for those guys and girls, but you just sort of don't see the conditions sometimes on camera, do you? And you think, if you had a wind barometer and things like that, and how bouncy the fairways are, you can hit some mad shots, to be fair.
But yeah, Nevin as well the day after, which was the views are great there. Not as good of a golf course as St David's, but it was a lot of fun.
Did you go to the pub?
We did go to the pub. Of course we did.
Yeah,
went down, had a pint.
That's why everyone goes to that golf course. Not to play golf, to go to that pub. What's it called? The Cockin, is it, or something?
That's the one.
Yeah. Very, very good.
But yeah, lovely weather as well. We got away with it. It was pouring down with rain at home here, and it was blue skies and some very light white clouds in Wales.
Well,
So I can't complain.
that sounds idyllic.
Around all of your gigs and all of your parties and
Socialising.
social life, did you watch any golf?
I did. Yeah. Do you know? I think, and we talked about it in when the PGA was on.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more into majors now.
Oh, same.
Well, the second two, the PGA and the US Open, I'm definitely more into those just because it's the sort of the heroes are back together, the whole team's there. You get to watch Bar Rahm, obviously. You get to watch, the best players competing for it and actually see what's going on, who's doing what, and get a gauge for where everyone's game is at. So yeah, I did watch it. I didn't. When did we get? So we got into the car on Sunday night, and Rory was teeing off on 15.
So just at the start of his downfall.
Yeah. It was funny because we sort of we didn't get to see it for all the English viewers. We watched the first half of the football in
See,
the
I
stadium.
couldn't switch the golf off. I
Yeah.
thought I'll turn the football on if I get bored of the golf. I just couldn't switch it
Couldn't
over.
switch it off.
No.
Yeah, I went into it and we sort of, what time did we get in? About 8 o'clock 7 o'clock into the stadium roughly. So I'd had a quick scan of the scores and was like, okay, right. And the leaders hadn't gone out at that point. And I thought, do you know what? I can just see Bryson just carrying on here, being 2, 3, 4 under potentially. Someone will charge, but I think he was playing that well that I just thought it'd be sort of done and dusted by 14, 15. And when we got back in the car, one of the guys who was with me said, "Oh, what's going on in the golf?" And I flicked the scoreboard up and it was like, oh my God, like Rory's lit, like quick, get it on your phone quick. And we were both sat in the back and it was like just glued to the screen, just what's going on. And then, yeah.
It was such a good watch. I don't think the golf course was set up for a charge like you say there. So when I seen Bryson 3 ahead going into the last day, I thought he's just going to sit there solid. Not much is going to happen. I think the golf course was more set up for a crumble rather than a charge. And then to see that switch after the 10th, 11th hole,
Was it then?
McIlroy took the lead. It was unbelievably good. But to see the way it ended, I mean, there's two sides to that story, isn't there? It was amazing from Bryson's point of view because that shot on 18 is unbelievably good, and you could try that 100 times over.
Yeah, he's not getting
and not
closer.
put it that close. And I'm sure on the other side of things, Rory could try that putt 100 times over and only miss it once
Whole
as
a
well.
lot more.
Yeah, but no, it's tough to watch. It was only 2 episodes ago you were saying that you like the disappointed dad. It's happened again.
I know. I was raging in the car. I was like, why has he done this? And obviously he's trying to hold that putt, isn't he? But it was just...
It was the slipperiest downhill left to right you've ever seen, by the way. So you've got to give him a little bit of that. But
I think because want him to win.
I know. I think because he'd knocked that one through the break on 16, he stood on 18 and kind of halfway through the stroke bailed out to hitting it through the break and just babies it down the hill, misses low. And it was sad times and heartbreaking watching him stand in the scorecard room, watching on TV and just turned and walked away. And I don't think I'd react any different. I think I'd just walk off and get in my car and leave.
Yeah, not giving an interview. It's not the end of the world, is it? He's putting his sort of heart and soul out there on the line, and he's in the heat of competition. Yes, it is essentially an entertainment product watching the golf, and you would do that, but how many times do footballers, basketball players and things like that say, not feeling it now? Because you are, everything that you do, you're working up to that moment for someone like Rory and players of that ilk, everything for them realistically is about winning majors, isn't it? And he said, that's what he wants to do. He wants to win more. So to get that close and then
we've all gone to bed at night thinking about the 3-footer just playing against our mate or the monthly medal at the golf club. After the major, you are absolutely devastated. Did you see much of, maybe if you didn't see the whole round, did you see Bryson's drives on Sunday, by the way?
I've seen some highlights afterwards.
Every single time he puts it in those little pines, he just found a little gap in the middle.
Yeah, he was
clear
was
swing at it. Was a little bit lucky on that side of things. But I suppose that's the idea behind him just bombing drives, isn't it? Finds it, digs a 9-iron out or a wedge out of the tough stuff. And I suppose the only time he got a really tough break was 18. He was against a tree trunk.
Yeah,
managed to put it into that bunker, which 55-yard bunker shot. I would be
fair play.
I'd be looking straight at that clubhouse behind.
Did you see Smiley
And
Kaufman's tweet about that saying,
Yeah,
I
did
can't tell
actually,
you
yeah.
how far I'd hit it over the clubhouse.
Yeah.
The ball would still be in the air now.
Well, I think I'd be looking at the clubhouse to thin it, and then probably chunk it as a result of trying not to thin it.
Yeah.
And that'd be my outcome.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, you'd be
try and duff
nervy,
it up
wouldn't
from
you?
there.
It was a great championship, though. I think again, and looking at the leaderboard to have it that packed, I was impressed by Tony Finau.
Yeah,
Like
they played well.
tied second, was he in the end? I think,
Possibly.
or one shot back from Rory. He was up there.
Yeah, he played some solid golf.
Yeah, he did some really good stuff. So that was.
What did you think of the course?
I think it looked good.
Yeah.
I watched. Did you watch or see the fried eggs piece?
I didn't.
So they did like a. I can't remember it was Crenshaw, Kerr and Crenshaw, wasn't it? Who did the revamp? So they had a piece with Kerr, and it was really interesting, sort of how they've rebuilt it and how they had one of the chaps who was a member there. He had some aerial photos from like just after World War One. They were taken on Christmas Day, and how they managed to sort of look at the routing of the golf course and get it back to what it was where the original bunkers was. And when you see what it was for a number of years where it was so grassy, like there was so much grass. I can't remember I want to say 4 acres of grass that they took out there, but I feel like I'm lowballing it there. It's great, but it's really worth watching. Like, and it definitely made, like looking at the course, you sort of appreciated it. So yeah, what did you think of it?
I think they've done well with it. The US Open have had a bad rap at times of trying to make the course a little bit too tough, haven't they? That time when Mickelson was batting it around the hole for 5 putts and then stormed off the course saying it was a joke. But I think they were just on the right side of it, and they done it really well this time. If you made a mistake, you got punished, and there was a couple of shots people complained that you would get unfairly punished. You see Rory go for the par 5 and 2, ends up making a bogey, but I think he's hitting a 5-iron into a par 5 green. You've got to expect that that's going to roll off into a runoff. It's quite well designed. The only thing I'd have been very scared of is that, did you see the divots that people had to take on just little chip shots and pitch shots?
Some of them, yeah.
Fat central.
Yeah.
There'd be duffs left, right and centre, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
Have you got the leaderboard?
One shot back, Tony Finau finished.
Oh, nice.
4 under. From Rory, that was. He was 2 back from Bryson. So, yeah, some good names up there. So, yeah, it was good. The only thing I had as a thought about it at the end was that the Open is next month now.
Yep.
And I don't feel like, especially because how bad the weather's been over here, don't feel like there's been a golf season yet. So we're going to have the Open, and then it's like, well,
yeah,
we've got Olympics. Am I bothered about the Olympics? I can't say I'm,
it feels like
ecstatic.
The last major of the year is too early, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that
It's far
whole
too early.
change around it's okay when you've got the Ryder Cup, because you go,
Yep.
all right, okay, like even like the Tour Championship now, especially because of how depleted, the PGA Tour is from the big names. If you had some more, your Rahms, your DeChambeaus, whoever it may be, I'd maybe be a little bit more excited about them. But I sort of had this thought when it ended the other day, and I woke up the next day, I was like, oh, the Open's next week, and that's sort of all the golf I'm going to watch this year, because I'm not really...
There's only one left, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm not bothered about... I think I will watch the Tour Championship just because there's something to watch. And, and the Olympics, I'm not going to go, is the Olympics in France?
You're asking the wrong person.
Exactly.
I've got
So
no idea.
that just shows, I knew where every Open is.
Google it. You brought your laptop today,
Yeah.
so I feel like you might as well use it.
Yeah, here we go.
But no, I don't think I'll be watching a huge amount of golf, apart from, like you say, the Tour Championship is more interesting than the average week, isn't it? But it definitely feels like the end of the golf season's upon us, just because the Open's in 2
Paris.
weeks. Paris.
Yeah.
What date?
It is from July the 26th to the August the 11th. Olympic schedule. Sports. Where's golf?
Are they playing Le Golf National?
Uh,
What course are they playing? I would expect if they're playing in Paris, it would be
you would think
the
so.
Ryder Cup course, wouldn't it?
Well, there is one at Disney.
Is there?
Yeah, didn't
Par-
I? Yeah, play the golf
Par
course.
3-1.
No, it's a real golf course.
Real course.
Yeah, it's good.
I
It's,
really hope they're playing Disney. Tell me they're playing Disney.
It is Le Golf National. Yeah.
Shame.
I went and played that when I was about 16, 17 with my dad. Some of the bunkers were shaped like Mickey Mouse's head. That would just be class seeing that
They
on
should
the,
put the Olympics there.
yeah.
That would be the best thing I've ever seen. And here's Tiger Woods.
Playing from Mickey Mouse's left ear. Oh, he's chunked it into his face. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't say that I'm riveted about watching the Olympics. So, hopefully, we have a cracking... I think Troon will throw up a mega open, by the way.
Well, you won't get to watch it, will you, when you're teeing it up?
Well, exactly. You know, that's qualifying's next week.
How are you feeling? Sunday? No, Sunday practice, Monday
Sunday practice, yeah.
Qualifying.
Yeah. I was feeling good, and then I've sort of injured my back, so it's limited the practice that I can do. Not that I was going to, have a full-on Tiger schedule of practice.
No, I feel like your practice needs to be more like Tiger, lying on the floor, stretching,
Yeah.
making sure your body's in good condition.
Yeah,
and
that's
hope
it.
that you can swing it on the day.
Yeah, so, look, no, I'm not really going in there thinking, right, I can do this. I wouldn't enter if I didn't think there was any chance of me actually getting through. If I thought, well, on my best day I'm shooting 80, what's the point of going, sort of thing, as well. If everything falls in line, it could be under par, it could be a decent score. And also, do you know one thing that I'm actually looking forward to? Not playing with a camera and a microphone on me.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you're not really doing the Open Qualifier for content, are you? But I was just about to say, are you going to do any content on Sunday on your practice round?
Yeah, I've got my dad coming up to sort of walk the course with me, caddy with me, just to
Keep
sort
your head
of,
screwed on.
just a bit of a day out for us, really, and just say like, okay, well, Matt, I've seen this in your golf swing, or you obviously can't change it the night before, but just be aware of this and just get me a feeling.
After his podcast episode last week, it's more the keeping your head screwed on the psychology side of things, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, because
managing expectations.
Yeah,
and
I'm not that
stuff like
sort
that.
of expecting. I'm not a tournament player. I do miss that side of thing. And are we doing any content round it? We've one of the lads is going to come up on the day of the thing and sort of film from afar, probably. We did have a call from the RNA that was like sort of running us through what we were and weren't allowed to do, which I don't want to do anyway, because you've got to be respectful to the people that I'm playing with and other people in the fields. They're not content creators. They're not used to having cameras around them, microphones on them, and sort of...
They don't want to rock up,
Yeah,
genuinely trying to make the Open, and
Yeah.
you turn up with your cavalry and microphones and cameras, do they?
Yeah, it's not fair to them. So, I want to pay respects to the other competitors and my playing partners, and not have anything, in the back of their minds there. So, yeah, we'll have one of the lads sort of at a distance getting some clips, but I'm just going as a see where the game's at. I've got a few thoughts of what I maybe want to do moving forwards. I'm at a point. I'm at like a little bit of a crossroads with my golf at the moment. I think for sort of 2 years, got a young lad. Everything was like, right, go to work, do your filming, go home. You've got a baby at home and do that. So I wouldn't get to go and practice as much. I would maybe not have any social golf really. But he's, getting to the point where he's going to potentially, he is going to school. He's going to school soon, and he doesn't need, constant looking after. So I might have a little bit more time. So I maybe want to have something maybe to aim for in my golf, I think, moving forwards, because at the minute it's obviously we do the videos and I love doing that, but at the same time I'm like, right, well, what's the goal here? I do miss, even if it was amateur golf, I miss like trying to get my handicap.
Yeah.
I miss playing the Saturday comp with my mates, the Thursday comp. So whether we try and do something with that moving forwards, and I think this is a good sort of evaluation for us.
Yeah, I think we spoke a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, about how you feel about your game at the minute, and not to complain about the job that we do or that you do, but your game can feel a little bit more like it's a job at the minute. You're playing golf to create content.
Yeah,
instead of playing to shoot good scores and be
feels
better.
Secondary, like the actual performance, like obviously in the Reds and stuff like that. I'm more bothered about what it looks like on camera, how it sounds, are we getting the right angles, is the story good, as where if we took a player's perspective for the Open Championship, they're not thinking anything about that. We had a video go out last night. Well, this will be Thursday, so a video comes out today actually. where I had a caddy up at the Dukes at St Andrews, and we were talking about, right, this is where we're at, see where my game's at for the Open qualifying. Will I be able to, to do it? What do I need to sort of take from him? He's not going to be on the bag for me then, but were there any words of wisdom? So, that was a video about the Open qualifying. We did one earlier in the week as well where we played Scots Craig, played pretty decent, had one bad hole. I think there's, my golf has got better recently. I feel like there's a lot more consistency there. It's, like I say, just having that ultimate goal, because sometimes I'll have a bad round and is where I would maybe sort of stew on it or look back upon it and go, right, well, I didn't do this well. I need to make sure that's right for next time. You go, well, it was a good video.
Yeah.
Move on.
One bit of content I will request is you need to get, Joe's going with you, you need to get a little bit of an interview before you play, just letting everyone know how you're feeling. We can sort of publish this afterwards.
Yeah.
Nothing on the course.
Nervous.
And then we'll do a little bit of a post-interview podcast side of things, which you can throw out to main channel as well. Because people will care about how you get on. They don't need the content on the course, but we'll do a few little bits interview style, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we're good.
I think that makes a bit of sense.
Give you an idea of, well, it didn't go too well. 7 off the tee on the first.
We'll give you 2 or 3 days of a cooling off period. I think like Rory didn't get, and then we'll ask you why you missed a 3-footer on the last.
I think if I break 80, if I get in,
par 72.
Yeah, I think so. I'm at Fulford as well. Yeah, I did ask for Kilmarnock Brassey, so I'll be putting in my complaint that I didn't get that course. But
after your drive back down from St Andrews that left you half paralysed for 2 days, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, it is Fulford. Also gone down in history as the venue for the first ever AIG Women's Open. Didn't know that.
Oh, well, no, neither did I.
Wow.
Have we got a par of the course?
No. I can find it somewhere.
Don't worry too much.
Yes, par 72, yardage 6,835, slope rating, or course rating 74, slope rating 144. So that's a tough cookie.
Tricky course. Very tricky course.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. If I got under 75, I've done really well. If I get through, absolute blinder. Do you know what's weird? I actually feel like I've got a better chance of getting through now than I did when I was sort of playing as an amateur or just turned pro and not doing YouTube videos about it.
Why do you think that is?
Just because I'm a bit more level-headed now. My game's probably... It's not as wild. It's a little bit more rounded. I'm probably not as good in certain areas, but I'm not as wild in other areas. Yeah, I could go out and shoot a level par if it's just like, right, okay, don't get to like, because my problem of shooting over par was always my mind. I could let make a double on the third, let's say, and go, well, that's it, game over. Even though there's 15 more holes, as where now I'd be like, okay, right, go on then. Let's
be a bit more chilled out.
Let's see what happens.
And enough of the serious stuff, the fun stuff, the fun rounds of golf. You're playing a lot of golf next week with a fellow YouTuber.
Yeah.
Much in demand.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you playing next week? You've got some record breaker stuff to do.
Yeah, so we've got record breakers with Pete Finch. We did 3 on our channel last year. 2 on Pete's? I think it was 2. No, 3 on Pete's as well. So yeah, we've got 3 courses set up. We've got 1 filming for us and 2 filming for Pete, and then we've got 1 later on as well in the year that we're going to do. So yeah, so some exciting stuff. We're doing Formby, and then I won't say where Pete's are.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't spell his channel. You can't spell ours. Formby is a great track.
I can't remember one of them for
and
Pete's
it's not
channel anyway.
And it's not Formby Ladies.
No, we're doing big Formby.
Formby Ladies sit in the middle of Formby Golf Club. So Formby Golf Club is it's another 18-hole championship course which wraps around the outside.
Yeah,
and can be a brute of a track. Again, if the wind gets up and the conditions are tough.
I was looking at some of the history of the golf course yesterday. Like I don't think we've even filmed on Formby.
I imagine you're not.
I think I may have done 1 video, like 9 holes potentially. But yeah, we've never done a full 18-hole video, and we sort of always look across and go, oh, like, could we get there? And luckily they had some times when we're going.
It's a very busy golf course, so I don't think we will have had much chance to film there.
No.
It's busy with tee times. It's quite a popular one with tourists, with people coming over who play the likes of Birkdale and S&A, and they'll put Formby on the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, great track.
It is amazing, and like I say, I was looking at some of the history yesterday, and the stuff that they've held there and who's won there, like Jose Maria Olazabal beat Montgomery in the amateur there,
Right. Okay.
and then they've got the England seniors is there.
Yeah.
They've had like Curtis Cup there. They've had other amateur championships. They've had so much, and I was like, I used to play it a bit back in the day because I was a member at S&A, and one of my pals was a member at Formby, so I played it like quite regularly. And then never really at that time. You're more just about like, right, let's go and play golf. As well, I was looking into like the history, like looking at like what the records were and things like that. Manicero won the amateur there as well, and I was like, oh wow, they had that. Oh my God, they had that. Oh, and it was just like hit after hit after hit after hit of like what has been there. So it's Arnold Palmer Cup was there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so there's some serious stuff, and like you say, it is a very good golf course, and I'm quite excited to sort of see. I love the format. Me and Pete obviously always work well together. It's always fun filming with him, so it'll be interesting to see what we can shoot around there. I think off the top of my head, I'll probably get this wrong, but I think the course record was 66.
How's the weather looking? That's what matters.
It's okay.
Okay.
Touch wood. Yeah, there was a few drizzle signs knocking around.
Just as I know I'm going sort of way off track here, but just as you were naming golfers then, did you see Robert Rock playing the US Open with a Pinehurst visor from the pro shop and a pink Castletie?
Yeah, legendary stuff.
That is class.
Yeah, proper dude.
I've never wanted someone to win an Open Championship more with a pink Castletie. I love it.
Pink? Why didn't you use the orange, I wonder? Wanted it a little bit lower, hit
Wanted
squeezy
to
cuts.
lower, run out more, firm ground.
Fair.
What a baller.
He
Good golf swing.
swings it so good as well, doesn't he?
Class.
Yeah, he's a top
He was
guy.
playing. He was playing in an event. I went and played at sort of celebrity pro-am back end of last summer,
Get you.
and he was. I was one of the pros, which was a shame for everyone in my group.
Yeah.
And he was playing there, and it's just so pure.
Yeah.
The way he just swings it, everything's perfect, very efficient. Just rips it, but without looking like he's trying to rip it.
Yeah.
It's,
It just works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Efficient. I love that word with the golf swing. If you've got an efficient golf swing, you know you were a baller.
Yeah, that's what you need, isn't it? Not trying to absolutely nail it.
Jose Maria here. I'm just flicking through the website. Quite impressive.
Any people watching on YouTube, you're just looking at Matt on his laptop, and any audio listeners, Matt's just looking at photographs from Formby Golf Club.
2004 Curtis Cup.
He'll be back with us in a minute.
2009 Amateur Championship. 2016 Arnold Palmer Cup.
Oh wow. What's the most recent?
2021 and 22 PGA host the PGA Seniors Championship, and that was the most recent. And I think, oh no, it's at Carnoustie this year, isn't it?
Was that 21 and 22 then?
Yeah,
2 years in a row.
Yeah, back to back.
Oh, nice.
Very, very impressive. So some serious people and serious events have played there.
That is a good place to be going and doing some record breakers. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I've got a couple of those. We've got, it is pretty much a full-on golf week next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
and we are only
Friday.
What day are we on? We're only just less than 2 weeks away from recording our second club champ match. How good was that video?
Yeah. There was. Do you know what was really, really good about that video? The comments for Claire.
I was just going to say,
a lot of love for her.
That has been a good weekend. I know we've said it was great playing golf and going to gigs over the weekend, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't check into those comments a few times, even while I was having a pint after golf, just to see what people were saying. Because I think we were quite proud of that video with the idea and doing it, weren't we?
Yeah, I think
you were.
I think, from a whole team perspective, organisation, the filming, the on-camera stuff, what we've done afterwards, I think it was by far the best video that we've put out this year. It might not reflect that sort of in the views yet, but I think it's going to keep growing and growing, that one, because even like you say, 2-3 days later, there's still like a new comment, or 2, 3, 4 comments every couple of hours, isn't there? Like, oh, Claire was amazing, and she was such a pleasure to play golf with, and it was probably one of the rounds where I talked a minute ago about like being on camera, thinking about, right, what's going on here? Where's this shot? Where's that? What's going on? And she was such a joy to play with, and it was like I was just fully focused in the match. I forgot that we were filming in a way.
All I wanted out there on the day was for Claire to beat you, I'm not going to lie.
Well,
I wanted her to win. That'd have been great.
It would have been great, but it didn't
2
happen.
unbelievable shots into the last hole as well.
Yeah.
We won't say what hole it was.
Yeah, very good those. She was some player, wasn't she, to be fair? You could tell she's a great golfer and has been a great golfer.
Because she's playing that as well under we've spoke about it before, your dad mentioned it on last week's podcast, but she's playing under the nerves of being on camera for the first time.
Yeah.
Not knowing what to expect. You could see, at least for the first few holes, she was...
Well, it was only really the second, wasn't it, where she sort of... When we'd sort of explain what was going to happen, we were going through the sort of format of the day and sort of points we wanted to cover and so on and so forth. And then we got down, it was the second hole, second shot. You can sort of see the nerves in it, because she stopped and went, just to clarify, sort of, is every shot going on video? And we were like, yeah, like it's a match, so imagine like watching the Ryder Cup.
She made the comment after
that shot,
one down the fairway, and said, "Can you edit that one out?"
Yeah, get rid of that. And then even when we got in afterwards and we were having a little bit of a laugh and a joke, it was like every shot, really. But she was lovely about it, and I think the comments, just show how wonderful she was to play with, and it was really, really an honour. And all, like, even the ladies following us around and the scoreboards. Will we get that at the other courses? Probably not. No. But it just shows what a great place it is and great people that are involved with that club. And yeah, I think the format lends itself to some good golf. We've got another one being filmed in a couple of weeks. We're just in the middle of organising another one at the moment.
Just to keep you honest, back to Formby before we move on. Yeah. You have paid up, haven't you?
Yes.
Good. Well done.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Yeah, you're not a man who doesn't pay his bet. But
yeah, did that. So, yeah, £100 to the junior section. I think they're going to use it for prizes instead of lessons. They've got some things coming up, which is great, nice to give back and sort of sponsor a comp or whatever it is. So, yeah, we did that, which couldn't make Claire pay, could we?
No, of course
It'd be horrible, that. But and
we're recording the next one in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Which will be good.
Yeah, which is going to be fun. The chap we're playing is quite a baller, so we'll leave it at that. So I better get my practicing. Luckily, I've got a good run of golf coming up before it, so at least I'll be
well practiced.
Yeah, I will have grooved that nice pull hook into my game.
The back will be gone.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. And if you are a club champion as well, or you know any club champions, please do head over to that video and leave us a comment in the comment section of there, just saying, I want to take you on, Matt, or whatever. I'm from X club. I'm the club champion. And
we've not had any club champions bring themselves forward yet.
There was one. There was one, in the comments.
Yeah. I was going to say there's a lot of people throwing their club champion under the bus for them.
Yeah, so. Steve doesn't know, but I'm going to put him forwards. So if you are, or you know anyone and they're happy to be involved in that series, we need another 2, ideally. We're trying to do 5 this year, throughout the space of the year. If they are, a member at Augusta. And do they have a club champion?
To take on Augusta club champion.
Yeah,
that's in a pairs match as well. That one with me playing, I think.
Yeah, potentially.
It's got to be.
Yeah. So yeah, if you know the club champ at Augusta, just give us a shout. But yeah, I really enjoyed that video, and it was great to see how well it was received.
Yeah. No, it was very good. Should we move on to some questions?
Mm-hmm.
I should took a mouthful of drink, I realised.
Hit me with a... Go on then, I'm going to stifle him here.
All right. First one. Oh, you're going to love this one. Gordon and
Why is
Amber's...
Matt so rubbish at golf?
Gordon and Amber's walks. I wonder if that's the name of the dogs. Gordon and Amber's. And they walk places.
It'd be funny if it's their name and you've just called them dogs.
So apologies. Are you at the Open? Can I buy you a beer? Simple.
Yes, and yes.
What's the choice of beer, and what's the pub of choice?
Yeah, We'll be in Prestwick mostly. I think we're staying not too far away. I think we're just staying about 10 minutes outside of Prestwick, so we will be there. I'm going up on the Monday. We are filming as well. If people want to come along and visit, we will be filming, I think, on the Thursday and Friday at Kilmarnock Brassy. On around about 4-ish. We'll be doing 2 9-hole matches, so if people do want to come along and they're at the Open and want to watch anything that's going on, we will be doing a little bit there.
Bring your flags and your banners.
Yeah.
Support.
Bring Claire. She can come and we'll have a rematch.
A little bit about your game, and if you do come up with an answer with this, you might want to put it in the bag before the weekend, since you've got an important game. But Go Blue 1101 has said, if you could add another club to your bag, what would it be?
Well, I have.
What have you added?
I've got a mini driver.
Oh, is it the Callaway one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't understand them.
When you've added it, you were on 14 clubs, weren't you?
Yes.
So what have you taken out?
Well, my 5-wood's gone at the minute, so I've got a 5-wood that plays a bit like a sort of 4-wood Mizuno one that is just very versatile. Even off the tee, it actually doesn't go too high. Got quite a heavy shaft in it, and it was like a good versatile club. It was longish, maybe not as long as I would want. Well, it isn't as long as the mini driver, and we had it up in Scotland this week.
What degree is on the mini driver?
13.5. So it's got I want to say off the top of my head, 43.7, or it might be 42.75 inch shaft. It's like a 3-wood shaft essentially. Yep. I looked at them. I thought it's a bit of a silly club, and actually playing with it, I was like, it was straight.
For me, it's always felt like a golf club that is there for people who really struggle with driver.
Yeah,
and wouldn't put it in between the driver and the irons, wouldn't use it as a wood.
Yeah. So I used that quite a bit, and I was, I found that I could hit it straighter a lot easier. I sort of like put it down, peg it sort of lowish like a 3-wood, bang, it goes about 265, 270 total.
That'll do.
I hit it off the first at Scott's Craig in the video that went out the other day, and it was nice. Just took a couple of kicks to the right. It was actually the first shot I think I hit with it. Kicks are right and just bumbled into the rough. So normally I'm fairly straightish with driver, but it was definitely a club that I pegged it down and I was like, right, this is just going to find the fairway. This
a confidence booster.
Yeah. So I've got to fully decide whether it is going in. Yeah, I think looking at Fulford especially, that place is tight, and there's a lot of
265 off the tee. Long enough for you to go and hit it round there?
The thing is, I was actually doing a little bit of my strategy on ShotScope on the app, and a lot of the bunkers are around about 260 to 300.
Okay.
So they're round that like, they're going to catch driver out at 285. If you do not dead straight, you're going to be potentially in them. So this one I was like, well, I can hit this. It should hopefully pull up short of some of them.
Yeah.
And I don't mind hitting a 6-iron into a green. That's like I'm generally pretty good with mid-irons. So
you'll be gutted when you catch the first bunker at 265 and you've got a 4-iron into the green out the bunker.
Why didn't get 5-wood out?
Smash drive at it.
So that's
so it's already in the bag?
It's potentially in the bag. Yeah.
Oh, very good.
I'll probably have it gone in a week.
Jason Strickson Golf. I've written it down, but we've already answered it. Will you be doing record breakers? It is getting done next week.
Yes.
But then he also had a little caveat to it, or Battle of the Regions. So regions across YouTube golfers. So let's say you played with Coach Lockie in Portugal a couple of months ago. North v South, Northwest versus Northeast versus Southwest.
Yeah, whether it was YouTubers, obviously Record Breakers is in. We're filming those, so they'll be out sort of round open time.
Yeah,
I would say. And then the region ones, we've actually got an idea for something else with the regions, but not with YouTubers. So, not expanding more on that. But we've got.
Sorry,
something.
Jason, you'll be having more questions than answers on that one. But yeah, Record Breakers will be coming back. We get to circle back to the Open. What would the average handicap shoot at Pinehurst?
This is from Will.
Will,
what would the average handicapper shoot at Pinehurst? And there was an add-on to that question as well, wasn't there? About how difficult are the average courses, the courses that they play?
Yeah.
Have
you played? Before we move on to that, have you played a tournament course maybe straight after the day of the tournament, on maybe the Monday when it's under PGA or European Tour tournament conditions?
Not the day after, no. I am playing Troon the day after the Open this year, which will be interesting to see where we're at. If I haven't already played the 4 rounds because I've made it through qualifying.
If you get food poisoning, who takes your spot?
No one.
No, I was going to cook dinner on the Sunday night.
Yeah, empty man's shoes. How tough is it? What would the average handicapper shoot? I think if you took an 18 handicapper round Pinehurst, 135.
I think they'd struggle to break 80 from the middle of the greens. Go and drop a ball middle of the green and give them a putt at that pace. People would be rolling a lot of putts. They'd be batting it round the hole.
I think they'd be sort of double the handicap. I think how tough are the like the tour venues, the major venues is the second part of that question. I think what's like underestimated sometimes is how good tour pros are at adjusting to different courses each week in terms of the grass and the greens that they play off. So Rory Cantor, actually, when we filmed with him a couple of years ago, he was talking about how, 1 week, let's say the European Tour or DP, whatever you want to call it, probably the DP because that's its name. But if you go, Portugal 1 week, and then they went to the Belfry to play the next week, then they go to Spain, then they go over to Dubai, then they go over to Africa, then they go over to America for something. Each venue that they're going to, the grass around the green, so especially when they're chipping, becomes so different. And obviously we saw a lot of putters in play, and you mentioned like the divots that were being taken. It's like how the grass is growing. Is it bent grass? Is it Bermuda? Is it excuse me, is it a different style each venue that you go into? You can't just chip. Like even when I went to Dubai for the first time to film out there, I walked off, playing at Warrington, playing around the UK, around here, got on, and we were with Carter, and I had like a 10-yard chip, which was like the most basic of chips, and fatted it about, because it was
so sticky, the grass, isn't it?
Tried to play it how I would do here, and I couldn't. So you had to adjust
the turf for like an extended period of time. I had a mate actually I was playing with.
That's a lie.
Had a mate, not anymore. The lad I was playing with over the weekend in Wales, and he said when he's watched a few of the lads on YouTube over in America, good, he said, why are they all using lob wedge around the green from everywhere? It's like you kind of have to. You need to put loft in your hand. Whereas the first thing we're taught around here is get the 8 iron, the 9 iron out, bump it around, because that works. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But they're having to use all the loft, lift it up, because did you ever try a bump and run on that sort of that sticky celebration grass where you ball lands 6 foot short of the green,
stops,
and will stop 6 foot and an inch away from the green, it'll pop back an inch, and you've got to fly it all the way and then be able to stop it.
Yeah, so I think that's where that's how tough they are when they're playing different venues each week with different challenges, different greens. Like we saw, obviously, how slopey that, like grain.
Yeah,
like that's one other thing to throw into the mix. So I think when you look at, and then going back to your first question, you could look at the golf course and go, wow, that's hard. Like it looks tough. But then it's like, right, and there's also another set of questions it's going to ask you. Like getting it in the fairway look difficult. Getting it out of the rough, again, you've got to be good at adapting to that. Like, can I get a hybrid out of this? Can I get 7 iron? Is it a lob wedge? It's different from like that wiregrass to thick Kikuyu grass to Bermuda, however, knee-high rough that we'll see at Troon. So it's a different... It's not just 18 holes of golf. It's the challenge and the question that it asks at each different venue. So, I think you get an 18 handicapper who has the round of their life, 120, and it's just what questions are going to be asked around the greens. Because
I'd agree with you.
When we see the Open,
best.
When we see the Open in 3-4 weeks, we're not going to be seeing the same short game styles as we go through. Wedges will change, less bounce, and lots
more handsy popping them up.
Yeah.
I've never seen Troon. I'm looking forward to it.
Have you not?
No, I've not been there.
Remember who won there? Who used a hybrid around the greens? If you get this, you've done well.
No, go on.
Todd Hamilton.
Oh, it was Todd Hamilton's win, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he literally hybrided everywhere from off around the green. Wasn't confident with chipping as much around there. It was like bing, 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 little Adams hybrid.
Todd Hamilton gave me a signed golf ball at Birkdale 2008.
Did he? Yeah. Go on, and you're like, no,
Take that.
No, it's all right, mate. Who are you?
We stood at the practice green at Birkdale, and come over chatting to us, and he said, if you can get this golf ball in that hole the other side of the green, you can have me watch. And sitting there with this nice Rolex
Casio.
on. Nice Rolex on. And this hole is sort of 50 yards. Have you seen the size of the practice green at Birkdale?
Yeah.
And it was funny because two of the mates I was with didn't really play golf. So they've launched it 50 yards as if they're trying to slam dunk it. And Todd Hamilton standing there going, oh, it was an easy bet that, wasn't it? Because I did play golf. I've sort of thrown it with the rolled it round. And it wasn't a bad attempt. It was a good effort. I think his heart was in his mouth for a minute. He wouldn't have given it.
Yeah, I wonder if he would have given you his roller.
And how do I go back, by the way, at the age of 15 and go, Mum, Dad, man's just given me a Rolex.
Yeah. Oh, has he?
What have you been up to?
Right. That's an interesting one.
So it was, Todd Hamilton. That's there's the story for the day.
Throwback. Who won at Birkdale? There's your next question.
Harrington.
Well done. Yeah. Great win that was. Yeah, so the Open...
That was a good tournament.
Yeah, it was a very good tournament. Very, very, very good tournament, in fact. I mean, I'm excited to play Birkdale again. Now all the changes have happened.
Is that penciled in, or...?
We're in talks at the minute. You know, you talk to my people, I'll talk to yours. Nice. Thank you for your questions, everybody. If we have missed any, we will try and get around to them maybe in a future episode. But if not, make sure you are firing those into our socials, the Matt Fryer Golf Podcast on Instagram, also on Twitter. And if you're following the YouTube channel, throw some questions in underneath those. Are we done for the week?
That is everything.
Yeah.
We are done. That was nice to be back here. I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Same time next week.
Sat at the desk and not listening to my dad ramble. It's always fun, but you know. Yeah, so same time next week. Oh, no. Are we here next week?
We better be.
It's Record Breakers.
Got to do it at some point. It's going out next Thursday. Oh,
no, I was thinking it was Monday. I was thinking Open Championship qualifying. We will see you next week.
The next conversation we have will be me asking you about Open Qualifier.
Yeah, I might just be I might do a Rory and just speed off.
Sit there.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting middle of the desk next week.
Yeah, I don't think I'll have a 3-footer to win Open Qualifying, but hey-ho. Guys, thank you for listening and watching. If you haven't already, do make sure you are leaving us a review on the audio platforms and you are following us. If you aren't on those and you are on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed, and we will see you with another episode very soon.
Over and out.